Uh, what time is it? 7:16 in an hour and 14 minutes. It will officially be 24 hours on the road, no load. That should have been the title of the stream. On the road, no load. Yeah. And now I like to shoot my mouth off and start telling myself, what I will and won't do. So I've already decided that no matter what, I'm going to stop for groceries today. And no matter what, I'm going to shut down at a decent hour. Of course, I'm a backpedaler to some extent, as another YouTube content creator in the so-called truth community space has noted. Let me turn this truck off. Is that better? You can probably hear the other trucks now. And it's funny what I allow myself to, maybe be anxious about, or just sort of guilty / worried about. Part of that was, parking at the chicken coop last night, the weigh station. Hey, what's up, Grills? So I parked at the chicken coop last night, but I had a pretty good idea I could mosey on out of there before the DOT man showed up to potentially inspect us. Meanwhile, the company expects that I will wait until I have an assignment to start my clock for the day, to start my 14. But number one, I was going to get out of there before the DOT man showed up. Number two, coffee. I need coffee. So I'm at the Loves. I'm at the Loves in West Memphis, Arkansas, doxing myself. But I am in a big rig, so I guess if unknown individuals approached me and attacked, I guess I could run them over, right? I don't know. Oh, and we just used a shower credit to go do nothing other than use the restroom and leave. I guess I need to start taking, I have that Ozium spray. I need to start spraying the Ozium on my way out the door. Not sorry about the TMI. But I do need to be careful on this, because for all I know, the company's going to let me wait around another half a day. And, maybe they'll wait till this afternoon and have me drive out into rush hour traffic. Although it's not bad here in Memphis. It's really the issue was that company, Carmen, Fort Smith, Arkansas, slow trucks. But yeah, they without the rain, it's not that big of a deal. It was the rain plus the traffic yesterday was the issue. Did 2 trips all across Memphis. Yes, Ozium. In fact, I've known about Ozium since I was a little bitty kid in Arkansas, because my grandmother started a family business on my mom's side where she, I think they're waking this guy up to move over here. Let's see. They're knocking on his door. Yeah. Some Loves we just will not let anybody make their own park. This is called making your own parking space. Oh, and he's blocking the shop too. Of course, a lot of these truckers have, what's up, Christos, have the opposite of hypervigilance. See, I could never just go to sleep. Yeah, there he is. I see him. You probably can't see him, but see, he don't care. He's back there doing whatever the fuck he's doing. He's like, shit, I'll chill here till they come tell me to move. With the hypervigilance, I can't never do that. But anyway, back to the Ozium. Back to the Ozium talk. My grandmother started what would be known as a head shop in conservative Arkansas, right? And it was stylized after like a shop that one might see in the Haight Ashbury section of San Francisco, right? That's what it, and they sold all manner of paraphernalia and what they call gag gifts and all of these things, novelties, right? There's a specific phrase I'm avoiding saying, but I'm sure you can figure it out. Various adult items, and it's been in business since the late '60s. And they sold a lot of Ozium to mostly the local black folks driving around, smoking their herb, so they could, try to tamp down the, how their vehicle smelled. But it's interesting because I had it's a strange juxtaposition growing up with my parents being Jehovah's Witnesses, but also spending a decent amount of time in any given calendar month, literally in a head shop, whether in the front part, or my grandmother actually lived in the back for many years. So spent many weekends with my grandmother watching cable television. 2 a.m. showings of Empire Strikes Back, and watching MTV. And my cousin would be over there. My cousin Woody would be over there sometimes, and he always knew. He's a little older than me. He always knew about all the music, and in fact is a professional level rock guitarist, but doesn't. Yeah, I think it's funny, Razvan, because I think it's funny. Because that's kind of like people will try to insult where I'm from on purpose by, they know they're not pronouncing it right, so I've just sort of, taken it back, right? Recaptured the term. Although I knew a chick, I used to mess around with a chick in my dorm in my freshman year of college, and used to romp with this chick in my dorm my freshman year of college, and she is from Kansas, and she's from Arkansas City, Kansas, but she said they pronounce it Arkansas City, and then she said in Kansas they call it the Arkansas River, and I just remember being fucking, not outraged, but just, like, this is fucking bullshit. It actually bothered me back then, a much more, a very unevolved Benton, right? Now, who gives a fuck? But yeah, she was from Arkansas City, Kansas. Lovely gal. Lovely gal. Bethany, I won't say her last name. I still remember her last name. Bethany was her first name. But looking back on it, she was a J, and I did, honestly, when I was 17 when I moved into the dorm and met her. I didn't know what a J was. I'm not even joking. I could not, no idea. Couldn't spot a J in the wild. Looking back on it, oh yeah, she's a J. I guess I can say Jewish on here. But yeah, she was a J. Very attractive gal. Anyway, I won't get into specifics, but yeah, quite attractive. Indeed. Definitely not so much in the nose, though. Not quite the nose that one may prefer. But again, I had no, just completely ignorant. Had no idea. Feeling quite good. Everything came out all right, if you're wondering. So, yeah. The less I eat, the better. What's up, Jay? Hey, Jay. Well, I'm behind the wheel, but I could be anywhere right now because in 1 hour and 6 minutes, it will be 24 hours without a load. And, it reminds me that when I was with my last company, ART Transportation in Fort Smith, actually technically in Van Buren, Arkansas, the sister city to Fort Smith, I had a very similar experience where I spent almost 3 days. I spent technically, I was there for 3 days, but it was closer to 48 hours at a particular shipper trying to get loaded. And I had just started I was in like my first week or two. And there's something about truck driving, at least with respect to me spiritually, which is like, they have to try to make me quit for whatever reason. And, I don't know why that is. Now, I might quit after a few months, you never know, but I'm not quitting 2 weeks into the fucking job. That'd be crazy. I don't think that's the case, slow boy, but believe me, I always factor that in, the waking them up in the middle of the night. Actually, the people who I wake up in the middle of the night aren't in charge of planning the loads, but they could probably put the word in, right? So I won't dismiss your assertion out of hand. It's certainly a possibility that I have considered, but just because I have superior knowledge of the inner workings of what's going on, I don't believe that to be the case, but not certainly within the realm of possibility. So thank you for, what's up, Rick? Thank you for, but yeah, good to see you also, Jay. I renewed my car insurance today. It was good. It's good through the 12th. I'd prepaid for an entire year. Now it was like $1,046 last year. They want $1,077 this year. And it was like $94 to renew it, and I guess for the first month, I don't fucking know. Maybe it's just a down. I really don't know. but I'll be legal for next month. I'm taking a trip to Arkansas to handle my personal business tags, um, renew the driver's license. I need to figure out a way to change my driver's license on my address on my driver's license. That motel I used to stay at for months on end, I might cruise over there and see if I can talk them into, hey, I'll just give y'all some money. Can I just call this my fucking legal residence and I won't send any mail here? And yeah, maybe some mail will come, but you can do a return to sender, or they can file with the fucking post office and say, hey, we don't want this dude's mail, or just throw it in the trash. They might go for it. Yeah, it is a shit show, Razvan. I'm not getting paid, brother. That's the thing. Yeah, I wish I sit doing nothing because you get paid. That's why you don't sit doing nothing, Razvan. See, this is called a free roll. In gambling parlance, they're free rolling me, or I'm being free rolled, which means there's no drawback to the company except for, especially this tractor is old enough. This tractor's already been amortized, if that makes sense, and the trailer is just sitting doing nothing. The trailer was empty at a shipper receiver in Ohio or wherever the fuck I got this. I don't even remember where I picked this trailer up at. So I'm a 1099 contract employee. So they're not, not that they had any. If I'm not working, by the way, since I'm doing piecework, even if I'm W-2, other than whatever the few days of day and a half or 2-day value of whatever benefits I might be taking. There's no downside for them, right? No downside. Now, like my last company, these bozos had leased an expensive international tractor from Penske, and they were paying, a relatively high monthly fee on it for the insurance. So I guess in this case, they're not insuring this tractor because it's company-wide insurance, right? Where it's all in with Penske. I believe Penske is just this is what it costs per month. Oh, maybe we got the load. The phone dinged. It's probably just a YouTube video. No, it's the company. Let's see. All right, it's going to Dallas. Where is the pickup? See, they're not even clarifying. They don't realize I tried to pick up at 2 different places. Yeah. See, it took them from they should have been able. Now I have a pickup number that's actually valid. They should have been able to come up with this yesterday. And surprise, surprise, 1 hour before they hypothetically would have owed me some money. Yeah, 1 hour, right? One hour. Amen, Rick. Yeah, the American shit show. They built us up, with our programming and, a time of seeming affluence. But looking back on the 80s and 90s, it was cool, man. We had a lot of stuff was going, seemed to be going in a proper direction. But looking back on it, it wasn't that great, man. It really wasn't. There was still struggles and strife and problems, But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed being a child in the 80s and then, into the 90s with my teenage years. I was I was a teenager most of the 90s, I guess. Well, no, I was about 14 or 15 in 90, I guess. I think I was 14 or 15, somewhere in there. All right. Well, now we go off into rush hour yet again. Well, thanks, Razvan. Yeah, this is what I mean, brother. I was talking about this last night, and I'm not going to argue with you, or I'm not going to dispute your opinion about, you had made an assertion about because you basically were like, you don't agree that there's no good trucking companies. I think if you only ever drove a truck in America, I'm pretty sure you would agree with me, right? I feel like you would for sure. Just my opinion. But Europe definitely seems way better from what I've seen. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here, and I'll probably go live when I get backed up to the dock. All right. Bye.